I was coming out of the gym about a week ago, and I know what you're thinking already. This is obviously fiction, but I really did go to the gym, and I was coming out, and I was approached by this young couple in their 20s, their mid-20s, who both looked just too perfect and perky for 6:15 in the morning. And I, of course, was bedraggled and tired and sweaty and smelly, and they approached me with these bright round eyes and sparkling white teeth and just this thick flowing hair that really annoyed me. And they approached me as I was getting near my truck and asked me, "Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?" And that was nice. So I put on my most confused and perplexed face, the one my wife calls Steve, and I looked at them and said, "I don't know what that means. I don't understand what you're asking me." And they, of course, that was like throwing chum into the water, because they went into overdrive, and they stepped forward and they leaned in, and I might as well have had a tattoo on my forehead that said, "Save me." And they said, You haven't encountered Jesus." And there it was. There it was, the first sign of what I call Manger Danger. Manger Danger is the illusion, comforting illusion, but the illusion that all we need to do is encounter this infant Christ, this infant Jesus, and promise to keep Christ in Christmas. And there we go. We're good Christians. When John's disciples approach Jesus and ask him, "Are you the Christ?" they really want to know. They step forward and they lean in. They want to know. John wants to know. John the Baptist has literally given his entire life to this. And he wants to know, is this real? Is there something behind this? Or is this just another superficial anomaly or something that makes us feel good? Or is there something real there? Is this the Christ? And the easy answer for Jesus would have been, "Yep, here I am, Christ in the flesh." But that's not the answer Jesus gives. Jesus says, "Well, what does the evidence say?" Well, what does the evidence say? So if someone were to track the trail of our lives, looking for signs of impact and effect, would they find evidence that Christ is alive and working in our world? Would they? The evidence says that Christ is alive and working where the hungry are fed, where the suffering are comforted, where there is love and mercy and compassion. And there's a difference between encountering Jesus in a manger and experiencing Christ in the world. And they're linked and connected, but it doesn't stop here. It goes out there. Because if we want to experience a living Christ in the world, I suggest we stop by St. John's Shelter at 5:30 in the morning when the staff and the volunteers are scrambling to get ready for the morning rush. Or visit any of the area's long-term care facilities and talk to a grossly underpaid CNA who's helping residents use the bathroom and brush their teeth. Or go visit any elementary school classroom in the area and see a teacher who's struggling to pay her own mortgage dig into her own pocket to buy school supplies for her students and take up collections among the other teachers to buy boots and socks for these kids. If you want to find the living Christ alive and working in the world, go visit with first responders and emergency room physicians and nurses in the middle of the night. Spend time with any hospice volunteer who goes and sits and holds the hand of those who are dying. Or just talk to any young mom who dips a vomit-covered child into the bathtub at 3 o'clock in the morning. The evidence says that Christ is alive and working all around us in the world if we can open our eyes and see it. The joy of this season is not merely in encountering the birth of Jesus. The joy of this season is in experiencing the incarnate God alive and working in the world around us. And that's good stuff. So my friends, in these final 10 days of Advent, let us walk forward reflecting on this question about our own lives. What does the evidence say